What incredible secrets and mysteries does our history hide? How did NASA scientists try to solve the mystery of the living gargoyle? What amazing finds were discovered in the Ming dynasty tomb? I have gathered the most eerie and intriguing mysteries that baffle even modern scientists.
The Houston Gargoyle.
What about the living gargoyle? And this is no joke, it's a documented fact. One late evening in 1986, when shadows had already covered everything around, Frank Shaw, a NASA employee, was walking to his car. All he dreamed of was getting home quickly to warmth and comfort. However, his plans changed abruptly when, glancing at the NASA building, he noticed a strange creature. A mysterious figure, wrapped in something resembling a cloak, was stealthily watching him from the corner of the building. Shaw couldn't look away. Before him was something with two massive wings and a crazed grin. Creepy, right? Is that a gargoyle? A thought crossed his mind. But before he could blink, the mysterious creature vanished. At home, still shaken, Shaw shared his observation with his family, who, despite the skepticism of others, believed him and advised him to keep it a secret. But the mystery wouldn't let Frank rest, and soon he decided to tell his superiors. To his surprise, the boss confirmed. Such sightings had happened before. Moreover, after one of these appearances, they found the mutilated bodies of two service dogs. Time passed, but the mystery of the gargoyle on the NASA roof remained unsolved. A camera was even installed in front of the building, but it constantly malfunctioned. The cause of the malfunctions couldn't be determined. The Nazca Geoglyphs. But let me tell you about a larger mystery. The Nazca Geoglyphs, mysterious and massive drawings etched into the rocky soil of Peru, represent one of the greatest archaeological mysteries. From the ground, they look like a confusing mosaic of yellow lines, and only from above does their true beauty reveal itself. From 164-foot spiders to approximately 328-foot condors with a wingspan of about 394 feet, and lizards stretching around 591 feet. These geoglyphs were created over several centuries, with the earliest examples dating back to the 6th century BC and the latest to the 1st century AD. Archaeological research only allows for an approximate dating, which adds even more mystery to these giant images on the ground. Their true purpose and meaning remain subjects of speculation and scientific debate. Personally, I lean towards the idea of aliens. What do you think? The Maya civilization. And since we're talking about otherworldly inhabitants, how can we not mention these guys? The Maya, one of the most enigmatic and advanced civilizations in human history. They built majestic cities, mastered agriculture, and were unmatched in expanding their territories. The Maya had medical knowledge that allowed them to cure many diseases and developed advanced sewage and water supply systems, showing their ability to adapt to various conditions. In the 9th century, their technological and social achievements were so impressive that theories about the Maya's extraterrestrial origins emerged. A massive pyramid with sacred significance was placed at the center of each conquered city, which only reinforced this hypothesis. The uncertainty surrounding their disappearance still sparks heated debates and speculation. Some suggest they may have returned to space, while others believe internal conflicts and wars were the cause. To this day, no one can definitively say where they are now, or how they had all those incredible technologies. The toxic woman. Want to hear an incredible medical mystery? In February 1994, one of the strangest and most unexplained stories in medical practice occurred. Gloria Ramirez, suffering from cervical cancer, was rushed to the emergency room in California. Her condition was so severe that shortly after arriving at the hospital, complications began. The medical staff, trying to assist her, encountered unexpected symptoms. They began to lose consciousness and complain of worsening health. The situation worsened with every passing minute, and soon several more hospital staff felt unwell, with 5 people being hospitalized, 1 in serious condition. Despite the doctor's efforts, 45 minutes of resuscitation attempts led to Gloria being declared dead, as well as a couple of other staff members. The incident drew the attention of the medical community and became known as the case of the toxic woman. Medical specialists and experts struggled to uncover what might have caused such a reaction and why almost the entire medical staff was affected. And yes, no toxins or poisons were found on the girl's body. Scientists couldn't explain this strange case. The Moai of Easter Island. and these guys you've definitely seen. The Moai of Easter Island leave an impressive legacy of a mysterious ancient civilization. These massive stone statues, unmatched on other Pacific islands, continue to raise many questions for researchers and tourists. The island's inhabitants have gradually lost knowledge of why these statues were created and what their original purpose was. Interest in these statues significantly increased after Dutch explorer Jacob Roggeveen discovered the island on Easter Day, from which the name originates. In 1955, Norwegian explorer Thor Heyerdahl conducted an experiment showing that the statue could be raised using simple tools and human strength. Workers, using beams and stones, were able to gradually lift the statue, alternating lifting and placing stones until the sculpture stood upright. However, even Heyerdahl couldn't explain how the statue's heavy stone hats, weighing several tons, were installed, as it contradicted all laws of physics. But believe me, this is not the most interesting mystery. We're just getting to the most fascinating part: the tomb of Genghis Khan. The tomb of Genghis Khan remains one of the greatest archaeological mysteries. The great Mongol ruler Temujin, known as Genghis Khan, died in 1227, but his burial site has not yet been found. According to legends, his burial site was guarded with special fervor. Dozens of thousands of horses were driven over the grave to obscure the traces, and all those present at the funeral were killed to keep the secret forever a mystery. Harsh, right? Other accounts claim that the Mongols redirected the Selenga River to flow over his tomb, thus protecting it from robbers. There are versions suggesting that Genghis Khan wished to be buried near the Burkhan Khaldun mountain, where he spent his childhood. However, despite years of research and excavation, none of these theories have been confirmed. Research continues, and each new finding brings scientists closer to solving this mystery. But for now, Genghis Khan's tomb remains one of the most intriguing unresolved questions in human history. Pope Joan. Have you heard about the Pope who was a woman? The legend of Pope Joan is one of the most intriguing and controversial in the history of the Catholic Church. According to medieval biographers, a woman who pretended to be a man under the name John of England managed to reach the highest echelons of power in the Vatican and became Pope. According to the legend, her deception was revealed when she gave birth to a child during a ceremonial procession, which led to her death. This story began to spread in the 13th century and was widely accepted until the 15th century, when doubts about its authenticity started to arise. By the mid-16th century, many historians concluded that the story of Pope Joan was a myth, likely created as a mockery of the papal period when women played a significant role in Vatican politics. But if it's a lie, why was a gender check for papal candidates introduced around that time? The dates align with the legend, and the church doesn't like to discuss this incident. The Basque Origins. Have you heard about the Basque country? Who are they, and why are they so prominent? The Basques are a unique ethnic group whose history and culture date back to ancient times. They live in the area of northern Spain and southwestern France in a region known as the Basque country. Their language, Basque or Euskara, indeed has no clear relatives among other European languages and is one of the few isolated languages in Europe. Genetic studies highlight this uniqueness, showing that the Basques have a high proportion of the Rh negative factor and blood type O, making them genetically distinct from other European peoples. This genetic trait may indicate that the ancestors of the Basques were isolated from other European peoples for many centuries. But how is this possible in Europe? Where did these people with unusual genetics come from? Scientists don't have an answer yet. The Voynich Manuscript. Now, take a look at this fascinating find. What is it? The Voynich Manuscript is a mysterious document written in the 15th century by an unknown author in an unidentified language using an unknown alphabet. The book is about 2 inches thick and contains approximately 240 pages, measuring 6 by 9 inches. It's a full-fledged book with its own logic and structure. Of course, the manuscript has attracted the attention of many professional cryptographers from around the world, but none of them have managed to decipher even a single word. Even the notorious neural networks, which have been fed almost the entire text of world history, have not shed light on this issue. There is a hypothesis that the text might just be a collection of meaningless symbols, but other researchers are convinced that the manuscript contains a hidden message. Hopefully, when it is understood, it will not be too late. The Phaistos Disc. Here's another strange find. The Phaistos Disc is a unique artifact discovered by Italian archaeologist Luigi Pernier in 1908 in the Minoan civilization's palace. This clay disc, round in shape, intrigues scientists with its undeciphered script. The disc is made of fired clay and covered with a spiral of mysterious symbols running from the edge to the center. These symbols may represent an unknown ancient language that some scholars believe may have originated in the 2nd millennium BC. Studies suggest that the symbols might be related to the writing used used in ancient Crete, but no exact parallels with known scripts have been found. This makes the Phaistos Disc one of the most enigmatic finds in the history of archaeology. The symbols on the disc are unique, and their arrangement on the clay suggests they might have been stamped, which is rare for that time. The disc contains 241 different signs that form 45 unique symbols. These symbols include images of people, animals, plants, and geometric shapes, making them resemble pictograms or ideograms. Despite numerous attempts at deciphering, including the use of modern computer technologies, the text remains unsolved. This supports theories that the Phaistos Disc could have been both a ritual object and a practical tool for recording important information. The Tamam Shud case. And now for some more mystery. The Tamam Shud case, also known as the case of the mysterious Somerton man, remains one of the most enigmatic unsolved stories in criminal history. On December 1st, 1948, the body of an unidentified man was found on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia. The time of death was estimated to be around 6:30 a.m. The cause of death is believed to be poisoning by barbiturates or sleeping pills, but neither the identity of the deceased nor the circumstances of his death have been determined. Particular interest was sparked by a scrap of paper found in a secret pocket of the deceased's trousers, which read Tamam Shud, meaning finished or end in Persian. This fragment was torn from a rare book of poems by Omar Khayyam. Later, the police found a book with the last page torn out, where pencil notes that resembled a cipher were written on the back. Repeated attempts to decode these notes have been unsuccessful. Despite international attention and the efforts of the best detectives from various countries, no significant clues or evidence that could aid in solving this case have been found. The Tamam Shud case remains shrouded in mystery, retaining its status as one of the most intriguing and unexplained events of the last century. The Bermuda Triangle. And where would we be without the most mysterious and enigmatic place on our planet? The Bermuda Triangle earned its notorious reputation as early as the 19th century, when sailors began to avoid this area between Miami and the Bermuda Islands due to numerous ships disappearing without a trace. UFO specialists link these disappearances to alien activity, considering that wreckage from the missing ships and planes is often never found. However, scientists have proposed some more earthly explanations for these anomalies. For instance, one reason for the mass disappearances of ships is related to the coral reefs, which are especially numerous in this area. In times when ships were made of wood and modern navigation systems were not in use, many vessels collided with reefs and sank. Another possible reason is infrasound on the water's surface, which scientists believe might cause panic attacks or disorientation among the crew. For example, the case of the ship Rubicon in 1944, where despite having supplies and no visible damage, the entire crew disappeared without a trace, presumably abandoning the ship in lifeboats. Moreover, the 1970 case involving pilot Bruce Herman added to the mystery. During a flight over the triangle, all electrical instruments on the plane suddenly shut down, and the plane encountered a strange cloud that Herman claimed could have been a temporary portal accelerating his flight. Despite scientific research, the Bermuda Triangle remains a subject of speculation and continues to scare even experienced sailors and pilots with its mysteries. And as you can imagine, scientists have no answers. Scary? Write which mystery intrigued or surprised you the most. I'd love to read your responses. And yes, if you love interesting stories, know how to write scripts, edit, or voice videos, check out the Telegram bot link in the description. I'd be happy to collaborate. And thank you for watching, friends.